Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Today's article is about some statements made, or maybe better put, a report brought forth by Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu regarding the um, special operation in Ukraine. And he is going to give us an update. This article comes from Ukrainska Pravda, so obviously there is a Ukrainian media outlet from today, July 5th, 2022. Shoigu reports that the war in Ukraine will end with the fulfillment of all the tasks set by Putin. So Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu continues to believe that the war in Ukraine will end with a full fulfillment of all the tasks set by Russian President Vladimir Putin. Now the source is RIA Novosti and Russian Interfax. And they reference Shoigu's statements at a conference call at the Ministry of Defense of the Russian Federation on July 5th. Quote from Shoigu: "Today, the main priorities for us are the preservation of life and health of subordinate personnel and the elimination of threats to the safety of the civilian population. The special military operation will continue until the tasks assigned by the Supreme Commander are completed." End quote. He also announced the alleged destruction of 150 foreign mercenaries and private military company employees in 10 days, and that allegedly 99 foreigners gave up fighting and left the country. End quote. Also, according to Shoigu, Russian bomb disposal experts allegedly cleared more than 3,700 hectares of the territory of the so-called DPR, Donetsk People's Republic, and LPR, Luhansk People's Republic, from mines, and the occupation authorities allegedly what is this? Okay. Allegedly completed to eliminate the mine danger in the water area of the port of Mariupol. So they not only cleared the ground, but the war mines, the military mines in the port of Mariupol. Background: on 24 February, after 8 years of hybrid war in Donbass, Russia attacked Ukraine in a full-scale war. In response, many countries introduced large-scale sanctions against Russia. On July 3rd, the Ministry of Defense of the Russian Federation announced that it had captured the Luhansk region. Most of the Donetsk and Kherson regions and partly Kharkiv and Zaporozhye regions are also occupied by the Russians. At the same time, the armed forces of Ukraine successfully succeeded in expelling the occupiers from the Kiev, Chernihiv, and Sumy regions. Why did I laugh about Kiev? Because they are still running with that idea that the Russians attempted to take Kiev at the beginning of the invasion. Remember, the first day they came from north, from Belarus, and they got to the Kiev. They surrounded Kiev, stayed over there for about, I don't even know, maybe 2 weeks or so, or 3 weeks, and then they went back. And this guy said, "Oh my God, they tried, but they couldn't do anything about it." Well, if you, I know that you are above 86 IQ, because if you would be below, you would not watch me. So you watch me because you're way above that, and that's to make me feel good. And thank you very much. If you remember, and I know you do, whenever Russians said something, they did. The only thing that, so let's say they went westwards. They went and they acquired land, they conquered, that occupied, however, liberated, whatever euphemisms you want me to use. They did not leave but only one place, and that is the Snake Island. The only place where the Russians withdrew after they occupied it, after they hit how should I, fulfilled their mission over there, they retreated from the Snake Island in the Black Sea. Now, from what I think happened, according to all the information provided by the beautiful mass media that we have, the Russians put over there a few, like a garrison of military personnel, and then the Ukrainians just shelled them over there at will. And then it seems like the Russians said, oh, maybe we get out of here because there's nothing to gain here. The Russians left and said, out of the goodwill, we are, leaving the Snake Island. This is like saying Hitler allowed the British expeditionary forces and French and whoever was fighting over there, in the Second World War, when it was that evacuation, that he just stopped his armies and he didn't pursue them, and then the whole, it was Dunkirk. That Dunkirk, that's how it was, and they say, oh, just Adolf Hitler left them, just as a goodwill, said, okay, we let you go, we're not gonna destroy you because maybe you're going to, make peace with us, seeing our goodwill. There were some people saying that, if you read history, but the fact is that Hitler said that, and he did it. I don't know, he miscalculated. The other guys were like right now, they're pushed by something else behind. I don't know. Nevertheless, that's what it is. So I don't think the Snake Island was a goodwill move over there. I think it was, we got to get the hell out of here. We have nothing to gain here as of now. The thing is, allegedly, and I have to say it, I'm still skeptical that really, really, really the Ukrainians came back on the island, put the flag, hoisted it up, and took pictures over there. I really, really doubt that. I tell you why. First, if the Russians left, they left it because they didn't see any advantage. And do you think they would leave the Ukrainians come over there and take over? It either has no value at this point, or they're gonna take care of it later. It's otherwise, I don't know. If the Ukrainians are there, what are they gonna do? If they allow the Ukrainians to take the island, as they said, then what if Ukrainians, let's say, they bring over there a few, I don't know, missile systems. Now the Russians are going to hit them over there being sitting ducks. That's one explanation. That's why they probably can't use that at this point, because it's too clear where you're going to hit. So I'm assuming that it's going to stay as it is right now, because if the Ukrainians were able to shell it over there, shell the Russians, whatever installations they have over there, then the Russians will be able to do the same thing. Nevertheless, let's go back here. They said, Shoigu said that 170 mercenaries were killed. Well, the thing is, first, how do you know they're mercenaries? How do you distinguish? Unless you distinguish them by race, even though that's a social construct. So how can if it doesn't identify anymore being dead as whatever race, well, you know what I mean. You see, who that person who's what's what. But on the other hand, it's not too many differences. I mean, it's like, how do you know? You're going to get paperwork, you're going to find paperwork, how you're going to identify the 170 mercenaries and personnel were killed? Well, I have to think about that one because I really don't know how to identify those guys being dead, blown to pieces maybe, or dead. You check, you find a picture, you find something, you find an ID or something, only like that. But I'm pretty sure if that would have been the case, we would have seen that all over the news. Hey, this is Anderson, this is Choik, this is, I don't know, Michael Johnson. You would find, IDs over there, even though, and this is the private person died, picture, if they want a picture, and then picture ID. This is the person. They would do that for propaganda, as I have no doubt that they would. If they don't, they're idiots, but nevertheless, that's what you should do. Take picture, get the paperwork, take a picture of the paperwork, and then put them together in front of the camera. Say, this is Michael Jordan, this is his ID, this is Tom Jones, this is ID, this is, I don't know, is Bruce Dickinson, the ID. And there you have it. So, well, and they will fulfill their goals. But I don't know. It's one point where you say, okay, how are you going to denazify that country? How are you going to you how? Let's say it's Nazified. How you denazify it? Unless you conquer it and then you eliminate everybody. You know what I mean? That are Nazis or something. I don't see that happening. And they never stated. Russia never stated. Any official stated, "Oh, we're going to conquer Ukraine." It was nothing like that. Neither Kiev, neither destroying Zelensky or anything. All these things could have been done if they wanted to destroy Kiev. I don't know, let's say 73 rockets over there or missiles would have destroyed a lot of Kiev, and one rocket for Zelensky, and then a rocket, missiles or whatever. Zelensky would have been gone. I mean, do you think he's like they don't know where he's at? I think they know exactly where he's at, but what good would that do if they kill that guy? Who knows who's next? Who's going to be taking his place? The other guy, Shamul, Prime Minister, another Zelensky. Yeah. So they deal with this guy because they know they deal with a face. The guys who really pull the strings are across the French channel. I mean, English channel. Just a joke. You're upset? Come on. All right. So nevertheless, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.